Hello, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. Or perhaps you're listening to the Open Hearth All-In podcast feed of actual plays. If so, hello. We are playing over Zoom with voice and video, so that means that I may be showing pictures because I love them. I'll do my best to try to remember to describe at least what it is that we are oohing and awing over. I hope this isn't the first of the Saleucami Apocalypse World games that you're listening to or watching because it's the last. We are here at the end of our quarterly because it is Saturday. We're playing Star Wars Saturdays, where I've taken over 100 different tabletop role-playing games, shifted, drifted, hacked, or just dropped it right into Star Wars and said, now we're playing this in Star Wars. We are playing Apocalypse World 3rd Edition, which doesn't technically exist at this point because the Kickstarter for third edition or burned over concluded in November, December timeframe. No, in November, I think the Kickstarter ended. And Magay and Vincent Baker released preview materials for a third edition in December. That's what I'm using. Things may adjust as they go. It's been a really cool run as we have played in the timeline of the Clone Wars, which is a new thing for 2026 for me. I was post Return of the Jedi, and now I jump back so we could have a bunch of laser sword wielding weirdos, along with our other weirdos. Playing on Saleucami, which is a planet under the control of the Techno Union, and yeah, they're in a made-up city in Saleucami called Sarnak. Made it up because I found a cool map that was called Sarnak, so that's why it's called Sarnak. And in Sarnak, things are bad. The droid factory that is the sole reason why the city was attacked when the Republic tried to suppress the Confederacy of Independent Systems. Yeah, Sarnak did not fare well, but the droid factory is rocking and rolling. It's just the rest of the populace who are suffering. The Techno Union has their heel on the neck of most of the folks of Sarnak. They have replaced all of the farms to the exterior of the city with Agra droids, and the western side of the city is completely militarized for the benefits of the droid factories. But there are some refugees and people who are trying to eke out a living. There are gangs running the streets, and there are also bounty hunters who are hunting folks that the Techno Union don't like, and our wonderful characters. So let's go around the horn for the last time. Oh, sad. Let's have folks introduce themselves and tell us a bit about their character. We're gonna mix it up here and start in the middle. Mark, if you could, please introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
I'm marking them, and I'm playing Leonti Saru, our Twi'lek operator, who has a spaceship, but the spaceship is still in the garage or in the warehouse, more accurately. But I think we got some. Do we have fuel on the way? I think we did that, and we're ready to do some things.
Yes, indeed. Let's talk about your possible co-pilot, passenger. I don't know. Kay, if you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm Kay. I use the she and they pronouns. I'm playing Larad Kono, they, them, it, kind of any all. Our brain picker who last episode was like, I've been telling people this entire time not to fuck with me. And now you've done it, and I shall show you what this looks like. It was a cyclone that destroyed an entire building and caused much death. It was delightful. Now he has found the lost Kitty D, and they are on their way with Verum back to where they're housing the ship.
That's
And little does
right.
he know there's a present waiting for him there.
Yeah. Let's jump over to Steven.
Hi, my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Varun Brushak, whose pronouns are also he, him. And Varun had D, and then last session was shot badly and is on the verge of death and needs to heal, but D was stolen. And, oh no, D's collar was stolen. Is that right?
Yes,
Just the
that's right.
collar. Just the collar was stolen, and we don't. But D's stunned, and we
Hmm.
need to carry D back home. That's right.
That's right. That's right.
And
You nailed it.
I have I have a question for Laurent whenever we're ready to start.
Ooh, we'll get to that in just a moment. And Dash, if you could introduce yourself, tell us about your character.
Hello, I'm Anders, he, him. I'm playing Trison Hatchet Henge, she, her. Yeah, she was also shot last session. Not nearly as badly injured, but still knocked on her ass and kind of out of it. So we'll see what happens with her.
And then, last but not least, is our friend Greg.
Not currently shot. Hi, I'm Greg. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Zarek Ruth, our lawbringer, lawmaker, law person. Um, Last session kind of incited a little bit of a riot against the Techno Union. And Hatchet got a little caught up in it, got shot, and Zarek was last seen frantically trying to message Faerun, our healer, to come and save her. And it wasn't going through. Um, let's see. Zarek also really wants to get his temple back and has become a bit of a zealot against the whole trade union. So it's going to be exciting.
Just one man against the entirety of the Techno Union. Just one man. Whatever shall happen. There's a question out there that needs to be asked. I think that asking should happen.
Great. So my question for Laurent is, since we went through this whole process with the sniper and finding D, and you seem to know D was in danger before I did, um, what secret have I learned or realized about you?
Uh, Lorad does not necessarily trust easily, but when they have decided that you are like one of their friends, he will move heaven and earth for you. Uh,
Um,
the friend is D, not you.
exactly. That was my
Yeah.
question. Thank you. Yes, yes.
The friend is D, not you. But see it similar to Leonti, etc. Yeah, once Larat has done that, they will do whatever is in their apparently a lot amount of power to make things right. And that friend is D.
But D doesn't hate you, so that's good. Sweet. Any other HX questions? I think that was the only one we had.
Yeah.
Good deal. Because we ended a bunch of action, I think I will forego the live day to day at this point. We may do it in the session. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I would like to pick up with Hatchet. Where is it that we find you, Hatchet? What are you doing?
Good question. I hadn't thought about that because I just assumed we would continue where we were. Um, yeah, I think that's kind of up to Zarek, at least in part. Um,
Oh, let me look at the map here real quick. So we were at the docks, right?
Close
We were
to at least.
Yeah, I like that.
um we had the just to bring things around. We had that fishing boat, right, that the Twi'leks were using.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I think so, you know, Varun's not picking up. Um Zarek like looks around, tries to get like under Hatchet, maybe to pick her up, and it's not quite able to get her up, but kind of starts stumbling her forward onto one of those onto the Twi'lek shipping. Um vessel
Hmm.
and like is trying to like hide her um and bring her back around.
Yeah. Yeah, I think since Hatchet isn't badly injured, I mean she'll come to in a bit once the shock of the injury has worn off a bit. Um,
As the two of you are there in this boat, which is not out on the sea, not the best sign, you hear overhead a pair of starfighters zip past. Sounds as if they're in a patrol, got a wingman and a lead. But yeah, you also hear there are some people moving on the dock as the two of you are in the boat. There was no one on the dock earlier, Zarek.
I'd like to read a situation here.
Yeah, should do that.
Okay. So that's plus sharp.
I like that you've just declared that the situation is charged.
It definitely is. There's people on the dock. We're not where we're supposed to be. There we go. Unchecking and rolling. Bummer. Um, not sure if I actually rolled resituation in this game yet. Um, yeah, on a 6 minus, the MC will tell you what.
I know. Yeah. DMC will tell you what it is. Also have the option of letting you ask a question anyway, but
Mhm.
be prepared for the worst. So I think I'll do that one.
Hmm. What is my best way out of this situation, and what makes me think that?
Ooh, excellent. So you peek your eye out and you see that there are five Weequay armed, um, and they're moving, like covering each other as they're moving down the dock towards your boat. Uh, your easiest way out is to just push Hatchet out of the boat onto the dock, and you will be fine. You know this because Hatchet is who they want. They have declared so openly. Um, if you try to start up this boat and ride away, it
Uh-huh.
will not make it very far. It is not in the best shape. It has not been maintained, and they have not been fishing when things were bad and the Weequay took over. So you believe that your best egress is to brave the waters and swim.
Okay. Um, so I think Sarek gets up and is like, doing the arms up, I'm not armed. I'm not armed. And like steps off the boat, but I'm not staying very far. Is it like tied up with
Where's the
ropes?
redhead?
Is it tied up with ropes? How is it? Is it
Yeah, I
just
think it's lashed
sitting
with
there?
ropes. I like the
Okay.
idea of it being lashed with ropes to keep it on a pylon
Um,
mooring.
I'm going to try to buy time because Hatchet was kind of coming to, um, to let her at least try to escape, whether that's swimming, whether that's getting a hold of the boat and getting as far as she can. Um, but I'm
Ula
buying
Krell,
time.
who has
Yeah.
this top knot, she pulls her blaster rifle up and points it at you.
Whoa,
All
whoa,
at once,
whoa! Not me, not me. Whoa, hey, hey. We've always been good trade. And then, like Zarek like takes the hood down, right? Oh shit, I got my hoodie. Whoa, hey, hey, hey. It's me, it's
They're
Zarek.
all surprised when you take back, you pull back the cowl. They're like, "What?"
I think I'm like peeking over the side of the boat, like I'm still half stunned, but kind of like just one eye over the what do you call it? The
Doc?
railing,
Oh, yeah,
something?
yeah, like the railing, one eye over the railing. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I get you. Sweet. Pat him down. Pat him down. Ula says, and one of the Weequay holds like shoulders his the strap on his rifle and comes up and
And I
is
move like away from the boat so that if they're gonna pat me down, they're doing it a little bit further from Hatchet, right?
this guy's gonna like check you for weapons and possibly lift any coin purse that you have.
Yeah. Okay. I think I do have my gun. Like, I'm hands up. I'm not
You're not
going for
reaching
the
for it or
gun,
anything, but
right?
it
Yeah.
does. Yeah. So he grabs it. He tosses it on the deck. What are you doing here? Ula asks.
There, there was some commotion at like Zarek like indicates over to where the fight was going on, is going on with the battle droids.
Brim, Ugrek, go check out that boat. That's the Karking Twi'lek boat.
You came, wait, you came here for the boat?
No, we're here for Hatchet. Gonna string her up.
I, I've seen Hatchet, and like she was over there. She called me out. She called me a coward. I'm trying not to like immediately just step in front of them.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I'm trying to spin a tale here. Um, I'm not exactly. It's not lie through your teeth. That would be a great move. Um, um,
Are you trying to
I
reason with them, or
I
is there
I'm
another way?
looking at the moves and try to think about what you're engaging here.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not engaging anything yet.
Yeah.
Um, what's
So
tackle a challenge?
tackle a challenge is more physical. I was just looking at it and it's, quick reflexes, great skill, care, strength, hard work. I don't think
Yeah.
any of that's
Okay.
there.
Um.
It's probably going to be act under fire, hold it
Okay.
together under duress. That feels like where you're at.
Yeah. Standing ground. Okay. You want me to roll now, or you want to keep going a little bit further?
Let's have you roll it now. That'll color
Okay.
how things are going.
All right.
Ugrek is headed towards the little area where the railing stops, and he's going to step over and get onto the boat.
What did I just? Oh, I read a situation. Social mark sharp. Okay. Rolling plus cool.
Cool like Fonzie.
Like a lukewarm cucumber.
Best kind of cucumber, I
So that's a
guess.
7 to 9 on act under
Seven
fire.
to
You
nine, you
flinch,
flinch,
hesitate,
hesitate,
or waver.
waver, or stall. Choose which and ask the MC what it costs you or what your options are. This is a very differently oriented act under fire than history, right? Like you choose which of those
Yeah.
happens, and then I tell you what it costs you, what your options are. That is an interesting. I don't like the three-step bingo, but we'll see how it goes.
I think I flinch. So they've got the guns out. They've actually taken my gun.
Hmm.
My plan was to shoot the freaking rope, so that's not great.
That was a good
Um,
plan.
it was half of a plan. And so they're sweeping their guns and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I what will it cost me to buy Hatchet just a little more time?
You get cuffed by the guy who just shook you down. Not shot, but you're gonna get clocked. It's gonna hurt.
Okay. Uh What's my HX with Hatchet, anyways? Two. Okay. Um, yeah, okay. Zarek will get cuffed. They're not really here for Zarek. Uh, they don't have a bounty on my head. They're just keeping me. Well, they might be angry at me if Hatchet gets away, but um, that's okay.
Bam! He hits you in the gut, pulls up his
Oh,
rifle again, and Ula moves close to you and leans down. I don't I don't trust you. I think you're hiding something. I can smell it on you. Stupid Runian. Hatchet, you hear, like you watch, you see as Ugrek steps across from the stable dock onto the boat, which is rocking, like it's on the sea.
Yeah. I think this is when Hatchet kind of rises over the railing of the boat with her rocket launcher and fires it at the rest of the Weequay.
Okay. Zarek put himself out there, so I'm
Hmm.
giving you +1 forward for this action.
okay. I was gonna like, do any roll aid? Okay, cool.
Cool. So I guess this is attack someone.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
It is
Well,
not patty cakes, that is for sure.
it's not. Attack someone is hard, and I have a +3 in hard now. So I guess I'm rolling with a +4,
I guess you are.
unless there's a limit to
No,
modifiers or
4's the
something.
limit.
No. Cool. So I get a 14,
That's
and I
great.
think, and let's see. Uh, Also, in battle, when you're able to go toe to toe, you're able to go toe to toe with a small gang by yourself. When you're outnumbered, count yourself as a gang of 10. So their numbers don't count, basically.
Yep. So that would have ticked down the harm by 1, but it
Yeah.
doesn't now. You're on equal
Uh,
footing.
and when I attack or do battle, on any hit, I get +1 choice,
And also, you have used an RPG,
which is
which is
2
not a game.
environ
It's a
damage.
rocket propelled grenade.
Yeah, this is the RPS 6, which is the Star Wars version. Um, so 2 environ damage, which is a lot, I
Yeah,
know.
it doesn't
Not,
scale. It's
it's
not
not,
8, but
no, 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 but it's still
it
something.
is the kill ratio is large. Um, Tell me what it looks like when you destroy the dock and most every person standing upon it. And I really feel like Zay gets at least knocked into the water. But
Yeah,
because
that's
it's a
fair.
14 plus, you tell me
Hmm.
how well you placed it.
I think the rocket hits the dock just at the feet of the Weequay who is standing at the front
We see
of
that moment where everything freezes and you like aim
yeah.
it and we see the arrow and you just to where everyone's glowing red except for Zay. Yes. Yes, the total Baldur's Gate 3 moment. I love it. I see this in my head very much.
Yeah, and then it's just a big explosion, and that part of the docks are isn't there anymore. The pier or quay or whatever this would
Yes,
be
yes.
isn't there anymore, and neither are the Weequay. It's just I don't want to have like body parts raining down or anything, but they're not there anymore.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think Uger catches it in the back, right? And he it's that flames wreathed around him and he falls to the ground cooking. He is at least passed out, if not immediately dead from the concussive force. Zarek, you're thrown into the water, which is now suddenly choppy. The boat itself, no longer moored, starts to drift away, and we just see the boas, and maybe off in the distance we hear a plop of something falling into the water. Maybe that was a body part. We don't know, but there are no Weequay on the
So
dock.
Zarek is in binders though, right?
Yeah,
Like that's dangerous.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Um,
that's great. Hey, Hatchet, you see Zarek sploosh, and then you're like, oh yeah, he's in
uh,
binders. What do
uh,
you do?
Yeah, I mean, he did just save me. I can't just leave him to drown, which maybe I would have done 5 minutes ago. But at this point, I think I just, because I'm in heavy armor and stuff, I can't swim properly. But I think I like hook my
They
arm
can shoot him
over.
with a harpoon, like reel him in like a fish.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
sure.
What do you do?
I think I hook my arm over the railing of the boat and just throw myself over and try to grab him before he
That
sinks
sounds
to deep.
incredible, but it is definitely tackling a challenge.
Sounds fair. So that is aggro, where I have a +2.
No +4 for you for aggro, huh? Okay.
No, can't have +4 in everything. But that's still a 10. So
Yes. Mark that aggro. Good job on a 10 plus. You're able to take it on. Ask you to see what you can accomplish. No one can expect any better. I think you reach down, you grab maybe Zarek's hoodie uh, by the collar. There, you rip the hood. He will never be able to obfuscate himself from others with this particular hoodie. And yeah, Zarek, I think there's a moment where you lose a bit of consciousness. You're
yeah.
falling, floating, sploosh, and then Hatchet is hauling you and wrenching you up. With swell of music. You guys work together for the first time. This is great.
And Zarek does like the water spout like thing as he gets hauled onto the boat. And uh, thank you,
And
Hatchet.
that's when one of the starfighters
Starts spinning
banks
back
and
around.
starts
Oh,
heading
great.
towards the RPG
Big
attack that just happened on
explosion.
the docks. And we'll cut away from there. Larad Kono, Veyrun, the two of you, who's holding the unconscious D?
I think I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that makes sense. I need to be aware for you're all fucked up and bloody, so
Yeah. Everything on high alert, I would imagine. D looks unharmed but unconscious in the distance, high above. You hear the sound. Someone jetpacking away from this area. What do you do?
I believe we were heading to Leonti's warehouse.
Sweet. Awesome. So let's star wipe to the two of you arriving. Leonti, um, if I remember correctly, you had ducked into the warehouse. There was trouble outside.
Hmm. Hmm.
There was a squad of battle droids that had arrived and a number of refugees. Had that, and sorry, I apologize. Had it come to an open conflict or was it?
It had not. I think I ran into the car in there, right?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, I think I ducked away from the droids and into whatever he is.
And yeah, Vakar had just asked where is Larad?
I was like, on the way, maybe.
Good. The fuel is here. You must
Good.
leave immediately. Where are you going?
Oh,
I don't want to know. He like wants to ask and then he just shuts it off. I don't want to know.
and you're staying here?
For now, I'm not leaving with you.
Seems like you might have a situation of your own to deal with.
Yes, but it will be much worse if Larad is here.
It does have that effect on people sometimes, in the best way possible, of course.
Hmm. Are the two of you friends?
Yes, I think we are. You don't need to wait around if you have someplace to be.
You can feel the hesitation. You're right. And it's best if I'm not here.
But if you need to say goodbye, that's totally understandable. Larad is compelling.
No, it is better if I have not seen them.
I'll give them your regards.
I feel like no, it's better I have not seen them is exactly when we walk in.
Yep.
Yeah. So we hear the warehouse door creak open, and Vikar looks over. You, Leonti, see Vikar's hand drift to their lightsaber,
Mm.
but they do not draw it out.
Yeah, look,
And yeah, the Veroon, Larad, you enter the warehouse, you see the beautiful devil that is Leonti and Leonti's ship.
Varun, I think whenever he comes in through the door, the difference between the bright outside and the dark inside, he has trouble adjusting. He's been hit pretty badly, and he, stumbles and like leans up against the wall, and there's like a blood smear
Mm-hmm.
um that we see. I think we said Runian blood is purple.
Yeah, I
So
think
we
we
see
did.
like this purple smear,
Mm-hmm.
and he's leaning against like a tool bench that's over in the corner, holding D and trying to organize things in his brain about what's going on here.
I think Larad looks to that for a second, doesn't see what is going on around them, then pauses, turns, sees Vikar, and then I have this cool new move I got last time, and it would be such a shame to not use it in our last session.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, hey, once per session, at any moment you choose, you can tell the MC you've had a piercing vision. So my eyes lock with Vikar's, and suddenly I have a piercing vision.
Okay.
Choose one. Ask, let's see. Yeah, ask the MC what storm is gathering, what is stirring in its sleep, or what is waiting to be born. The MC must answer truthfully.
Okay. Wow. Uh okay. You're choosing the first one. Ask the MC what storm is gathering, what is stirring in its sleep, or what is waiting to be born.
Yeah, we see the eyes lock, and then yeah, that is the question.
Sweet. Laura, you lock eyes with Vikar, and for a moment you hold them before he looks downcast. But in that moment, you catch a flash of him kneeling. He's in a dark, smoky area. It feels underground. And then you hear the voice of Clothal. And she says, "It is impressive what this one has done to the weak way. I think the rod may be more powerful than you. Prove to me that you are still worthy of being my acolyte, Vikar. Hunt down Larad Kono and kill it. If you fail, then I know that you are weak and unworthy. If you succeed, you may return to me." And that moment happens, and then Vikar casts his eyes down. You should go.
what will happen to you?
I have failed Clothal before.
That does not answer my question.
I will be punished, but it will make me stronger. You need to go. Please.
Rod's looking at the ship and it's like, God damn it, two seats.
He reaches into a pouch and he pulls out a, like a handful of credits. I'll pay you to leave.
Oh, this is Larod feelings. You don't know how to handle this. Uh, Larod will turn. I'll go, but you must do me two favors.
He finally looks up, meets your eyes.
Do not let that one die. Points to Veyron.
And not D?
Uh, he's fine. Dee can fucking handle herself. She's just sleeping. But yeah, you need to live to take care of Dee. It's a servant thing. Uh, um, we'll meet again. And next time we can kill Clotho together.
Hmm. I agree to your terms.
Is Clotho on this planet?
Yes.
They might have been who shot me. Did they use a jetpack?
Never saw Clothal with a jetpack. Were you asking Vakar that question? Or just asking if what you had seen before?
Oh, I honestly, I think Larod was just speaking to the fucking world around him.
Oh,
Like,
sorry.
just
Sorry.
no, I think it could easily have been mistaken. The car be like, I think they're talking to me, like, but Larod was just stating things. Uh, and then I think Larod will pause because they're waiting. I guess they to see Vicar give the fuel to Leonti, and once their hands are empty, I think Larod will move forward, kind of like slowly, bridging the gap. And then there's like a final rush of speed, and I think they hug the car.
Vakar stiffened. Did not expect this. Not sure what to do. Actually, looks to you, Leonti.
Mhm.
There's just a brief, doesn't verbalize, but an expression of, am I about to be broken in half?
Yeah. I think Leonti was also bracing for like, oh, is the car good? Okay, yeah. All right, good.
And then a hand comes up and pulls you close. Larod. I imagine Larod's shorter than Vakar.
Yeah, that seems about right. Um, and then sorry, I'm looking at my items really quick.
I don't want you to serve her.
We do not have time for why, but later they'll tell me why. And Larod will kind of reach up and pull something out of their ears. Uh, and like, uh, it's a piece of technology. And like goes to like wipe it, like wipe it out on their shirt, and then holds it out. Uh, doesn't actually hold out. Will actually directly slip it into Vicar's pocket. And what this is the deep brain resonator that blocks like you from certain levels of psi harm and deep brain
Oh,
scans and things like that.
Oh,
damn. That's impressive.
And
Okay.
slips it in. squeezes one more time. It's not actually that hard of a squeeze. The rod's tiny-ish, smallish, and not like muscular, and we'll pull back and away.
Uh, yeah, so you pull back and away. Vicar looks down at the device, knows it for what it is. Maybe has never seen this, but understands. Thank you.
I will see you soon. Do not let the cat's worshiper die.
And then Vicar will walk over to stand by you, Varen. Liati, you have fuel.
All right. Well, this has been a pleasure. I need to get this in this ship, and I need to get us also in the ship, and then I think I need to get us out of this city. Um, Thank you, Vicar. Laurent,
Hmm?
it's time to go.
Uh, yeah, Larod just will climb up onto whatever it takes to get into the ship.
Yeah, I just got like the pod has opened up.
Yep,
Sit in the back.
goes in the back.
Uh, Varen, are you able to make it out of here?
Vicar will tend to them.
I look at you kind of strangely, you know, and I kind of ease myself to the floor and I'm like, there's not space in your ship for anyone else. Um,
Oh no, I
I
wasn't offering.
uh um I think you should go. There's nothing left here for anyone else.
There are still droids outside, so I don't know if Vicar is up for some fun, but I would exercise caution for a while.
Do not worry about the droids.
You want me to take D?
No, she lives here.
Larod frowns but allows it.
All right. Well, it has been a pleasure. And
Nice, nice. What does it look like when you take off? What does Leonti's ship look like in flight?
yeah, so it's the like wedge shaped what's the designation? Delta 7 interceptor looking one, slightly modified, not by me. But I think we do the Willy Wonka thing and just like bust out through the top of the warehouse and punch it.
That is
It is
hot.
shockingly fast.
Yes. Almost ludicrous.
Yes.
Sweet. Uh,
And it makes the like the pod racer sound.
oh, that's
Yeah.
hot. Very exciting. And you had chosen for the frame a relentless devil, which I think is
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
Its
No armor.
defiance is
Aggressive
deceive
and
and
fast.
betray. The
Yes.
impulse is to keep moving.
Yeah.
I love the build of that. I'm so excited.
Yeah. And it's a guzzler.
What did you name her?
It's the Blue Dancer. And I did not name her.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
This is so good. Like the stories of Leonte's ship are fertile. They live in my mind so much headcanon. Love that ship. It is great. Varun, you watch as the Blue Dancer takes off, streaking into the sky, and Vakar says, I'm going to destroy the droids. I'm not protecting you for the rest of your life.
Um, let's see. I think I want to read a person.
Okay.
I don't know this person. I don't know that you know, I'm glad they let everyone go. I'm glad they let Leonte go. Um, hmm. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So let me read a person real quick, trying to figure things out. So that is Sharp.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think it's just, hey, are you really gonna let me go? That's a 7, barely. Um, ask two. Um, ooh. Um, are you telling the truth and how can I tell? Because there's a lot of people here that I don't
Hmm.
trust,
Sure.
right?
That
So,
earned.
yeah.
Earned. Uh, yes, Vicar is telling the truth that they will live up to the word they gave to Larod. And I think the way that you can tell is that they seem resolute and a little sad, as if this is still a connection to Larod that promise, the word that they gave.
My second question is going to be, I think I'm going to go off list if I'm not sure how to get it to work, which is, can I trust you if I expose myself? So I think how could I get you to not, how could I get you to be trustworthy whenever I expose a vulnerability?
Hmm. Vicar doesn't care about you. So if you're vulnerable, as long as you're not making yourself hurt, Vicar's not going to fight it.
Mhm.
I mean, you're already a weak Runian regular person as far as Vicar has seen. So you're like a child.
So I think now's whenever Varun turns to D. D's still limp in his arms, and he starts stroking her fur. And I have a move called Morbid Curiosity, and I can
Hmm.
use them as a psychic antenna. An unconscious, uh, someone unconscious, I can use them as a psychic antenna for augury, which I'm going to cast, which is plus weird.
That is funky. I did
Yeah,
not see this coming.
that is a 9. On a 7 and 9, I choose one. Okay. Um,
Oh,
so from augury, what I'm doing is I can reach can I can open a window or a door into the world's psychic maelstrom. Okay. And I choose one. Um, and basically what I'm doing is I'm opening a gateway for D and myself. Um, this is through the world between worlds. And I'm going
uh-huh.
to step to my refuge that is off in the woods.
That's
Um,
wicked.
and I think we see Vakar, you know, probably maybe even ex ignite their lightsaber. And then with their other hand, they see a bloody Runian hand reach up and pull them through the world between worlds into the woods. And then it collapses.
Wow. What you can choose one. It persists for a while without your actively maintaining it. It reaches deep into the world's psychic maelstrom.
Mhm.
It reaches broadly, maybe universally, throughout the world's psychic maelstrom. It's stable and contained, no bleeding.
So I
I
think my choice there out of those is it's stable, no bleeding, um,
good,
to
good
that
choice.
one location, right? I
Okay.
don't think I normally can't do this, but this is something that the Lost Wolf, I've talked with them about. This is
Hmm.
Ferris, and this is home place. So I think I can get us both out.
Excellent. Yeah. So you hear outside the screams and the droids calling for people to calm down, and then you step through and end up at the refuge, and then pull the car with you. Let's jump to Hatchet and Zarek. I love the idea of you guys being on that ship. We actually get to see it out on the sea, perhaps because you couldn't help it, right? Like if that dock is not happening and there's a ship, the starfighter has streaked past you guys, and then it is banking around. It has not attacked you. It's like trying to keep track of you. Maybe there's something else going on. What do you do?
Good question. They're drilling here. I don't know if you can hear it, but I have some.
Nope, can't
Yeah.
hear it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think Hatchet's idea is to make it look like the boat is just drifting, like there's no
Hmm.
one on board.
Oh, that's smart.
Um, so,
Mm.
and hopefully they'll just lose interest. And if there is an opportunity when they're like turning around or something to scoot off into a
So you act under fire. That seems like
yeah,
the good use of that move.
cool. Um,
Can I aid?
Yeah, you should. You should put a
Okay.
hand
yeah, you
in.
definitely should. So act under fire is cool.
And I think
I
Zarek is
think
has
maybe
like
you
sorry.
should be rolling this and I should be aiding you instead because you're a lot more cool than I am.
I mean that's fine. I agree. Like just having us drift is is probably the best way to make it look like this wasn't involved. Just like the rocket went off,
Yeah, yeah.
this drifted away from the dock, right?
Yeah, I think like Hatchet pitches this idea, and then Zarek is the one who can.
Yeah. And so
Oh,
I
Hatchet,
I
you
think
can help because you have a
yeah, yeah,
great
yeah,
HX
exactly.
with
Yeah, 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 absolutely. I'll gladly roll to help. I have a +3 HX with Zarek, so
and I
and
think
that's what.
sweet.
Zarek is like throws a fishing net over Hatchet, just don't move, and goes down below and is just going to there's like droid oil or something. He's gonna start like dumping something out the side. Just kind of leave like an oil slick behind us to make it look like it's actually more
Yeah.
damage than it is.
Mhm.
Nice. Smart.
Yeah,
Um,
and I'm under the fishing net, so I don't. I just look like a pile of fishing net, but I can like still look up and
yeah.
spot the ship when and like tell Zarek when it's banking or getting closer or whatever. Um, so I'll roll my. It's just straight up roll HX, right? Maximum.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So I will roll that with +3, and that is an 8.
Hey. Okay, that is a hit. When you back someone's play on a 7 to 9, before you choose, the MC tells you what it'll cost you. Hmm, what will it cost you to do this? To throw in. I think you're in here. Any failure, you're both going to you're on board the ship,
Yeah.
and the starfighter's gonna say, "Okay, I need to
Hmm.
blast it," and
Yeah.
you will not be able to
I'm
dodge out of the way.
yeah, I'm stuck on the boat
It's an all or
with
nothing
Eric.
play.
Yeah. Um, what do you think? A +1 probably? I think that makes the most
Fracked
sense.
under fire, there are no choices, so
Yeah,
plus
yeah,
one
cool.
feels like
So
the
just the
right
plus one.
option.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes it a +3. All right, here we go. 12.
Wow.
We're solid. Do
Nice.
you stand or you follow through without flinching or hesitating? Ask the MC how it goes.
Uh, yeah, you leak some fuel. That starfighter comes in low. We actually see it like the force of it raises a wake in the sea as it zips overhead to get a clear visual. And there's a moment when Hatchet, you peer out and you can Kark can see that pilot, right? And it zips past, and then we the audience see it call in. Uh, it looks like some idiot took themselves out on a dock. Probably the Karkin Weekway. um,
And I think Zarek is down there, like opening the thing. Um, and he, right, because part of it was also that, like, once the TIE fighter flies over, we kind of redirect so that we can land somewhere. And there's like a droid from the ship that comes over, like a maintenance, like detects the leak and comes over. This is just color, I think, but Zarek is like, no, 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 don't, no, no, no. It's like must seal leak, and like actually, like Zarek realizes that, like, yeah, shit, I think I need the droid to fix this, and so he allows the droid to like patch the hole he's created.
nice. Uh, I'd like to like tarry with you guys for just a moment to figure out like what's next. What are you doing next? I at least want to know. Okay, what's the pivot? What's the direction? Where are you going? What what do you want to accomplish with the precious time that you have left?
I mean, Hatchet was just her plan was just to get out of town anyway. She just wants to leave and go look for her wife. Um, I don't know. Zarek wants to stay and fight, or that's what he was
Right.
doing before, at least.
And I think that when we have this moment, right, like the TIE fighter is past, the danger is gone.
Yeah,
Um, and you would confess that to does Zarek know that you're just trying to get out? Yeah, okay.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And uh, call someone on their shit. Where's that move? I think Zarek's like, you fought really well. You fought like a Rooney in there. You should stay, Hatchet.
This isn't my fight. It's a good fight, but my heart wouldn't be in it.
Why? You've called this place your home so long. Why?
So long, a year or two. It's not. I'm not from here. I don't have my roots aren't here. My heart isn't here.
But it could be.
Could have been maybe, but everyone I cared about here is dead or has drifted away. They're busy with other things. They don't need me.
A lot of the people I loved here are dead too. But I'm not leaving.
Yeah, but this place is you. It's not it's not like that for me.
Okay.
And just to check in,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mhm.
is this a reason? It feels like your reasoning with Hatchet and with the way the reason with someone is built, it doesn't make Hatchet
Right,
do
right.
something different. It allows you to feel their commitment. So I think we should engage with that if you're okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, Greg, I'm fine with it, but I feel like this could also just be a conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it can be. It certainly
Yeah.
can be
But
for
but
sure.
if we want to go to the dice, I'm perfectly happy to do that.
I'm trying to see if there's like, if I succeed, I feel like you are going to flatly refuse. Like I don't think that Hatchet's going to change her mind.
That's the feeling I get too.
Um,
Yeah. So maybe
it-
it is just dice, but don't have a yield because you guys have worked that out. I just wanted to offer it up because it felt like that
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
happening.
yeah, and that's the right instinct, I think. But yeah, I don't think like if Hatchet truly trusted Zarek, then maybe he would be able to convince her. But she's also just very recently seen him throw other people's lives away
right,
to
right. Yeah.
for the fight. So
I'm
like
okay just
she's
leaving it there without the dice.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think Hatchet is trying to convince Zarek of anything either. It's like she's
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
I wish we'd had this talk sooner than Hatchet. I feel like we understand each other better, though. And Zarek is going to go off to try to take his temple back. Like that's his next move.
Yeah, yeah. I think like I think we like land the boat somewhere like on the other edge of the city or something and leave the boat and kind of shake hands and part ways. Does that feel right to
Yeah.
you? Cool.
I love it. Good stuff. Awesome. It's a little early, but I think we'll take our mid-game bio break here. So let's do that. We pick up with Leonti Saru and Larad Kono aboard the Blue Dancer, soaring through the sky. When your comm device goes up, you are being pinged.
Mm,
Um, and we see, in case folks do not know, the Vulture class droid
yeah.
starfighter. I will share a picture of these terrifying things. Uh,
Cylon Raiders. Yeah.
yeah, they are so Cylon Raider coded. And what I love is that they didn't make a droid to go inside this. It is all one thing.
It
It
is
is
the droid.
a droid. It's a droid starfighter. And the wings can actually go and it can kind of like scamper and like a freaking crab, which is
Yeah.
great. Okay. You're being pinged. What do you do?
Yeah. Answer the ping.
Unauthorized starfighter.
Oh no, I'm authorized.
Incorrect.
Oh well, my apologies then.
You will follow this heading.
Where is the heading going?
And one of the starfighters is moving to try to get in front of you as if to lead you
Mm-hmm.
somewhere. What do you do?
I need to know where we're going before we go there.
And then the one from behind fires a couple shots like across your bow. Does not hit
Mhm.
you. Just like its answer is, I'm shooting near you and could have shot you. I could have shot you right then.
Great. I'm gonna let the blue dancer off its leash then. Look back at Rod and go like, hang on.
Yes.
Let's see. When you let your vehicle off the leash, ooh, fun. Roll plus cool. Oh, that is the thing that I'm good at. Great. So that is a +2.
Can I do assistance?
Probably, yeah.
It's
How are
probably.
you assisting me?
I think Larad closes its eyes and feels the sort of maelstrom, and it's just like maelstrom give us
Yeah,
like power
yeah.
this badass like kind of vibes.
Mhm.
Awesome. So cool. I'll roll for 3 then. That's an 8.
An 8.
On a where are we? 7 to 9, it strives to achieve its impulse, which is to keep moving. And at this moment, the outcome is uncertain. Ask the MC how things stand and take +1 forward.
Awesome. This is great. We get to move into a little. Hold on, I'm about to sneeze. Sorry, that was one of those sneezes that's going to take a little bit. Um, so we get into some vehicle stuff, which
Ooh.
is scantily laid out, but that's okay. Because we have second edition, we can.
Who's in control of these ships? Like, who do these do we know who these ships belong to?
I
Well,
assume it's
you would
the Techno
imagine
Union.
the
Yeah.
Techno Union.
This is the Techno Union. Okay.
Yeah. Sweet. So you let it out, which is amazing, and you ask me, sorry, just cue me up again. The sneeze kind of threw my brain away for a moment.
It strives to achieve its impulse, which is to keep moving. But at this moment, the outcome's uncertain. Ask the MC how things stand now and take +1 forward.
Awesome. How things stand now as you let it off of its leash, it surges forward. Larod, you're praying to the maelstrom or the force or something to push it forward, and both because you zip past the one that was trying to pull ahead of you, they are now locked in heavy pursuit. And you also see that there is a larger ship. You see the shadow of a larger ship in atmosphere that is moving to intercept as well. What do you wish to do?
Ooh. What is the larger ship?
The larger ship is a frigate. It is a basically they're moving it to try to intersect because if you were to try to pop to light speed, it's trying to get in the way of you doing that
Right, right.
effectively. It is a coordinated action between the starfighters and the frigate.
Great. Let's steer straight for that frigate then.
Amazing. Then yeah, you're going to be fired upon. Let's have you
Mhm.
act under fire.
Yeah. Let's see. Great, great, great. So that's a +1 forward to that, right?
Yes.
So that's a +3 again. Ooh, act under fire. Where's the air roller? There it is. That is a 13.
Wow. That is fantastic. You're solid. You
Mhm.
follow through without flinching or hesitating
So
as
it's
you
just like twisting through the shots, heading
yeah,
straight for
whoop,
it.
whoop, 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 whoop. Everything's exploding around you. You we see the blue dancer light on fire as she exits atmosphere, and the droid starfighters are continuing. You see there's another pair of droid starfighters that are coming from the frigate out towards you to intercept. You zip past them. You now see the frigate. It is cantankerous and ugly and not a sleek weapon of war. It is a big honking frigate made to carry droids from one place to another.
Mhm.
Um, but it is still tr able to belch forth more of starfighters towards you. They
Yes.
are trying to pinch in and kind of corral you towards the ship itself for some reason. Larod, you know this reason. You sense that they are trying to draw it closer because they happen to have a tractor beam that they're trying to lock on.
Hmm.
Uh, Larad will look at Leonti and say, "Do you want me to do the thing? I don't know what it'll do out here, but I could do the thing."
I think if you do the thing, that will leave us floating in space.
Maybe.
I would say hold off for now,
Hmm.
but keep it in your back pocket.
Mm, I don't know if I know anyone in the Techno Union. As I'm trying to as he's like parsing through who he has strings on.
Hmm.
Um,
I think I'll hail the frigate.
Sweet. Okay, so you hail the frigate, and immediately there is a
And we're still
confirmation.
careening straight towards the frigate as well.
This is Captain Kalani, unknown vessel. What are you doing?
I'm not unknown. I am very well known. This is Leonti Saru with the Blue Dancer, and we are leaving.
I think you are declaring your reputation here, are you not?
Oh yeah, I guess I am. Um, yeah, when you meet someone
What?
important.
You didn't, Alec, you didn't even know. I love that you
Yeah,
didn't know. You just flipped that.
right.
Here's my reputation.
And that was too cool. So I'm back to that with the advance. Great, yeah.
Farming XP out of here. All
Wow,
right,
not
I love
even
it.
trying. Great. That's with a +2 then. Um, and geez, that's a 10. They've heard. Yet have they been down to the ground and like heard about the salon when it was going and be like, oh, that sounds really cool.
I if you get to tell me, you
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
me that. So
Yeah,
if
I think
that's what you
they've heard of
want.
it. They know other people. I mean, they know that it was well attended, that other people from the Techno Union had attended, and that things had happened one way or the other. Um, yeah, maybe they aren't sure exactly the nature of. Maybe they're not exactly sure of what my nature, but they know that uh, is a forceful presence, if nothing else.
Okay. I'm going to make a quick adjustment since they have been down there. I'm going to just post editing there that it's Captain Bren Orvok is the
Great.
person that you're speaking with because the name I used before would not have been to a
Hmm,
salon, but is more interesting if this is how it goes.
right.
Sweet. So yes, you've heard of me. You've heard of the Captain Orvok pauses. Leonti Saru, I did not know you had a starfighter.
It's not a fighter; it's a racer.
Yes, of course.
You'll notice I have not fired back at your rudeness.
Um, both pairs of droid starfighters break at this point. The rod, you can feel that tension of everyone trying to hone in to find Leonti to tractor beam. Like that seems to be on pause.
Yeah, and
Where
I
are
think
you? You do not have a ring, and therefore you cannot leave the system. Where are you going, if I may ask?
Just away from the city, taking a break from all the hustle and bustle.
I would be honored if you would come aboard the Cantankerous.
I am already honored by the invitation, but I'm wondering, I'm sure you know that people often want things of me. I was wondering if there's something that you want of me.
Well, I've always heard about your salons, and if you were to grace me with one, Leonti, I would be most appreciative. The Cantankerous has yet to receive any form of entertainment while we are organics aboard. The Techno Union do not see fit to provide us with any amenities.
I'm afraid it takes some time to build up a reputation in a place, and really the secret is that the entertainment is provided by the people attending. So if you're boring yourselves already, I don't know that there's much that I can do for you there.
Well, perhaps you can liven things up, Leonti Saru. In fact, I insist that you come aboard.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to take a rain check on that.
Uh, the droid starfighters do not circle back around, but you do feel like we see on maybe you've got like a little something or other. It starts to wobble a little bit,
Hmm.
and
they
the
have a
tractor
tractor
beam.
beam.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
What do you do?
Hmm. Um. uh.
I don't know if this is immediately helpful, but perhaps slightly long-term helpful. Larod, at least trying to think of something they can do, is
Mhm.
going to pull on one of the strings they have on Gilded Claw Umrek Vexar and be like, attack the Techno Union now.
Ooh.
Blow up the Techno Union.
Sure,
Yeah, I get
that
it.
that is a thing that Gilded Claw Omrek Voxer will put into motion. Not personally, of course, because that's just so much work. But
Now, just, just like a like attack right now. Create a distraction.
I think Leonti is curious, like why specifically they care. Just directly, I was like, why specifically do you care where I go? I don't have anything to do with you or your little squabbles.
I care where you go, Leonti Saru, because having you hosting salons here would be a feather in my cap.
Hmm.
Also, my crew is bored.
I'm sure you've heard what happens at my salons occasionally.
I have heard, and luckily I'm not a member of the Techno Union leadership,
Hmm.
just a captain.
But you are someone who is beginning to irritate me.
Well, if you're hoping to get away from Saleucami, I can help that.
Oh, really?
If you
At what cost?
have already named my cost, Leonti.
Just hosting a little soiree on your ship.
You'll be my entertainment on the trip, and I can get you out of the system and away from the people you've upset.
Upset? I don't know if I've upset anyone.
The
That's
rod
what I've
will
heard.
mouth for how long to Leonti?
For how long?
Well, we don't have the most powerful of engines here. You name your destination and I'll get you there, Leonti Saru.
I might make a request of him. Let me check. Yeah. Um, and this frigate is it's a ship for fighting, right?
No, it is
Oh,
actually a mercantile ship for
oh,
delivering droid. Basically, they go pick up a
got it.
bunch of battle droids. They take them to an area. It kind of is part of the supply line,
Right.
effectively.
Um, and they don't make any strategic decisions. They're just a container ship, basically.
Correct. Yes. This is just an offer. Rich's
Yeah,
DMC doesn't care.
yeah,
You want
yeah.
to go? Cool. You don't want to go? You could race to escape. He now thinks, oh yeah, well I'm giving him a good pitch, and if it failed, then we'll definitely reel him in
I think
and
this might be interesting. Captain Orback, what is your next port of call?
ooh, they will list a place up the Perlimian trade route. There's a bit of a dust up there. We're taking some few thousand battle droids that way.
Do you want more information? And then Larad will also mouth up to Leonti. Do you want more information?
Yeah,
Larad's gonna lean back in the seat, open their eyes and possibly wide, and open up to the psychic maelstrom.
right.
Amazing. When you open your brain to the psychic maelstrom, roll plus weird.
7 was close.
On the hit, the NC tells you something new and interesting about the current situation from the point of view of the world's psychic maelstrom. Well, the first thing that you notice here is that the world psychic maelstrom doesn't give much of a shit about what's going on right here
Yeah.
because someone pierced the world between worlds from where you came. And the psychic maelstrom cares a lot about that. Luckily, it is contained, not bleeding, but someone pierce their way from one point to another on Saleucami in Sarnak, and the Psychic Maelstrom is pretty focused on that. And also, there's a good deal of the Psychic Maelstrom being drawn in by a person who's on the other side of that portal. Hey, Veyrun, so you came to your refuge, and the first thing that you see is your wolf is standing at the entrance to the refuge. The car steps out with you and has a moment to register that, wow, I just walked between. He's surprised, amazed, in fact. This is something he maybe has heard of, but has definitely never experienced. And he might say something remarking how wonderful this is, but he can't breathe. In fact, he tries to let out a noise and then it's reaching up to his throat. And then he drops to the ground at your feet. What do you do?
So I think I check him to make sure that, you know, oh, and I start doing, first aid kind of things to clear his breathing, his windpipe and all that kind of
There's this
stuff.
incredible force, unseen force at his neck, like a hand just crushing his windpipe. What do you do?
Um, oh, I do, what's the right word? Battlefield medic.
Okay.
I give him a trait.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, let's see it.
Uh,
Battlefield medic.
is that, I don't, is Battlefield medic a move?
I don't think it is.
No,
But maybe you
I
are
think this,
doing.
yeah, this would just
We
be
forgot to
me.
do Sixth Sense. I feel so bad. I should have reminded you
Uh,
Sixth Sense at the beginning of the session. Just now saw that we neglected to do that. I think
this would probably be Angel Kit.
yeah, that's where I was scanning trying to
Yeah,
find Angel Kit. I think that's what you're doing is you're basically
yeah,
trying to open it up to give him a different breathing passage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You
I
unfortunately
think
have
since
a
this is,
minus you have a -1 forward on this roll to try to
ooh,
heal him. Yeah.
I would normally, I think, try to just go all out to help someone.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. And do three uses. However, I think I'm rushed in this case, so I only have a little bit at hand. I'm not doing so well, so I think I'm only going to use two uses, and with a -1, I
You're rolling
think that
+1.
makes it a one. That's
Yeah.
right. So let me see what that looks like. Come on,
I'm not clicking on it. I'm watching. I'm watching with bated
that's a
breath.
10.
Oh,
Yeah. What does that do?
amazing. Okay, let's see. On an NPC, on a 10 plus, choose two. They fight
Um,
you and you have to chill stab them. The pain and drugs make them babble the truth. They respond well to treatment. They don't need as much care as you expected. They are at your complete mercy. The course of their treatment teaches you something, or they owe you for your time, attention, and supplies. Interesting.
so I choose two. And I think I like the idea that as I'm tracking them, they babble a truth. Um, and I think they owe me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is a moment when you cut into their neck to give them breathing when they are whispering apologies to Clothal. I'm sorry, Master, I'm sorry. And when the wind comes in, you hear the words when they can finally take it in. They, for a moment, die. before you are able to restart their heart, and then the pressure eases and is gone. And a short time later, they draw in a breath through the pipe, the new windpipe that you've given them, and look around with complete surprise.
So I think once they start breathing, I collapse to the ground. And I think that's the time whenever my communicator goes off and I
Mhm.
reach in, and I've been getting all sorts of calls from Zarek. And I think I just lie there in the grass and turn it on and reply back, what? What is it?
Yeah, so Zarek and Hatchet, where are the two of you when this message, when the reply from Veyron comes back?
Are we still on the
You
shore?
tell me.
Yeah. I'm asking Greg.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Because otherwise we've like parted ways
right. Otherwise,
and
we parted ways. And if we've parted ways, I'm trying to figure out if it's more interesting if I like grabbed Hatchet's communicator to call Veyron, or did I
oh
use my own? Right. If we've separated, who does the call actually go
yeah.
through to?
I'm
Hmm.
perfectly fine with being out of the story at this point.
Okay,
Uh
that's
because I
fair.
feel like Hatchet is kind of done. So
Like
uh,
it felt like you got up to epilogue. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
And
I think you
yeah.
should it should go to you.
Okay. Uh oh. Veyron. Uh, everything's okay. I think.
You called it a bad time. I'm going to need to recover a little bit. Um, this is everything's still kind of a mess. Uh,
And I think Zarek is looking up at like, the streak through the air of Leonti's ship. And Hatchet has left, and yeah, everything's still a mess.
I'm not sure we can recover from this. Can you meet me? I, Larad and Leonti have gone. And I'm in a bad state. Can you meet me where we were before in the woods? And we can discuss how we can best protect each other and the people.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Arun. I My business is here in the city.
I have a string on Zarek, and let me know how
You do.
impossible if because I don't want to meta game, but also it's the last episode, and I have a string on Zarek. I want to be like, go help Veyron, but I know it like that's
I'm not really looking for any help. I'm looking um, to see, I guess I kind of want to hear more about Zarek's motivation. So you're in the city, right?
Hmm.
But what's your intention there? I mean, and I think I'm having this conversation while I'm, wrapping gauze around
Hmm.
my arm or around my chest where where the sniper bullet pierced me and all of that. And I'm like, what are you, what's too busy than to talk about the future? What's keeping you so busy than to talk about the future?
We have to take back the temple. We have to take back the city. I can't wait, Veyron.
You are a fool. There is no taking back the temple or the city. There's only helping the people left.
That is helping the people. And Zarek closes the comm link.
Okay. Yeah. And I think I just lean back, look at the comm, and, you know, go back to stabilizing myself and stabilizing the car.
does anyone like that feels like the moment where we move to epilogues, right? I want to rob anybody of a scene, but that feels like a really good. This is where this season, this story comes to an end. Okay, sweet. Uh, I now open it up to epilogues. As a reminder, this is Star Wars Saturdays, which means that you always have the ability to revisit a character as long as it's in any way, shape, or form appropriate to the game that we are playing. And I am pretty flexible. Uh, but if you feel like this is the point where you put the story of this character to bed, that is also an option for you. Who would like to offer up an epilogue? And you can pass if you're like, I don't feel the need for an epilogue. That's okay. Don't feel forced.
I can start. So I think we see a glimpse in the future. It's undeterminate how far this is. And we see Veyron in the woods, and he looks like he's gone even more feral than he had been. Just scraps of clothes, running through the woods, wild animals following him. And he comes out and he comes out over like a hillock and looks over into kind of a valley where we see some temporary lean-tos, some very temporary living quarters, and some smoke rising. And we see a couple of Runians passing between, you know, shelters, and that's how it cuts.
Interesting.
Um, I also want to say one of the only reasons I pulled the car through, I because he could have handled himself with the droids, right? But
Hmm.
I pulled him through to a certain extent because so my motivation was he's a friend of a friend, sort of. They, maybe this is payback for helping him out. But story wise, I wanted to leave it open for you, Rich. The car can show back up, you know, through the world without worlds, or have learned something about that.
Yeah, he
Good.
knows. Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
he he is changed. I
I just
appreciate
wanted to
that.
put that
Thank
on the
you.
table. That was the intention. Yeah.
Does anyone else have epilogue for their character?
Yeah, I think so we see Zarek. Um he sneaks back into the temple through a back way that probably went through the salon. We've established so many bolt holes there that there's obviously some way back in. Um and finds that the market is actually uh like going on okay without him. Um, they're maintaining, the food supplies. It's nighttime and he's walking around. Um, and then he presses against a wall to a stairway that winds down and down and down to where he once found Larad. Um, and there's a a stone circle with figures in robes around. And he sort of uh, gets down on his knees and then leans forward, and we see um, Force Ghost like spirits appear of his sister and his older brother. And they just watch him for a moment. This is why he had to go back to the temple. So
Oh, that's awesome. Who'd like to go next with?
I can go. Um, Kessir is still alive, right? The
Uh,
bounty hunter.
yes, yes. He's
Yeah.
he's 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 terrible at his job, but he's still alive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think this is also some indeterminate time later. Uh, and I think um, I just have the general idea. We see um, Kesser is uh, chasing a bounty. He's like on his feet, running, shooting stun bolts, and then Hatchet turns around the corner and smacks the bounty in the face with like the butt of her blaster carbine. And Kessir comes up and put binders on the bounty, and Hatchet holds the bounty up, and they kind of nod to each other, and Hatchet says, "One for you and one for me. Next time, our next job, we look for clues to find my wife." And that's where we got that.
Gosh, that would have been Bounty of the Week with Hatchet.
Laurent, do you want to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Um, I think it cuts to a there is a it is not as fancy as the salon in Saleucami, but it is a gathering clearly on some trade union ship, um, and it's a good old time. I think as the camera swoops around, like it's clear it's not on this frigate that was chasing us before,
Hmm.
but Captain Orvak is there, and I'm speaking with him, and he, making the rounds. He introduces me to someone else, and I turn and say, "Foreman, it's so lovely to finally meet you. Uh, I understand you're having some trouble with the Hut cartels." And camera do the post-credit scene thing and turn on Wat Tambor there. I think I got the timing
Yes.
right.
Yes,
I
you
think we just
did. I love it.
cut it there.
He's dialing his voice in. Oh, it's so good. And then finally, Larod.
Yeah, I think we see this same party, except Larod is kind of just like in a corner vibing. Got like it's the same blue smoke drink Leonti had brought to them the first time they were in the bar and was like, "Hey, you should try something." And we see as Larod looks into the sort of vapor ice smoke there, and his eyes go impossibly kind of wide, and the maelstrom is present there with the rod, and we see several pinpoints of moments we saw just a moment ago. We see Vivaroon in the tents. We see Zarek kneeling by the church. We see Hatchet with that. He doesn't need to keep tabs on Leonti and the Maelstrom because he's with him. And then what does he see when he looks for Vikar? What little moment do we
Yeah,
see?
I think what we see is Vakar, just an image of Vakar no longer clad in black, but wearing a white robe with a heavy scar across his neck. Yeah.
Yeah, and Murad is just keeping tabs on those they consider friends as they move along. Slowly planning Clotho's murder, probably, maybe, who knows?
She doesn't much care. Awesome. That will bring our series of Apocalypse World Saleucami to a close. We shan't bother with XP because where you got to use it. We won't worry about HX because what you got to do. But no wishes either. But we'll just end off with a few quick stars. Go around, see if folks want to do some stars. Don't feel compelled. If you're like, this was a starless, joyless excursion, that's okay. Just don't say that out loud. Just say out pass. who has some stars with this, and you could also talk about the series as a whole.
Okay. I always like Apocalypse World. And I felt like this system especially drove us into a very desperate situation. Um, and we all ended up kind of in separate places because we all had different agendas. And it was
Mhm.
super interesting to see all those different agendas. I know it was probably a challenge to keep us all reined together into, the same, some coherent story. But sure, I really liked especially like Greg at the end. It was like Faerun reaches out to you and says, "No, we need to protect what we can," and you're like, "Click, nope, we're done." And Hatchet's like, "I'm out. I'm just gonna go find my wife, and we're gonna do our own thing." And Leonti, of course, Leonti and Larod were like, they were the first to leave. They're like, "I'm out." So, but we had seen that coming for a while.
We had.
Mhm.
I specifically enjoyed the idea of a tracheotomy saving you from a forced
That was so
choke.
wild.
It's like, yeah, I guess it kind of would. I loved that. Also, Stephen, another one. I was looking at the augury move, and it's a big risk to D to do augury. If you'd failed, it would have been bad for D, which is scary.
Hmm.
So it was very cool to take that choice. I loved where all the characters ended up. I think it was logically consistent. I think I really love in this edition the way that reason with someone works. I thought it was it's a one of the more well written parts of the new move set. Um, there's other parts I don't feel are quite there, but it's in progress, so that's okay. Um, yeah, no, just a really good session. I enjoyed it a whole lot. And
So
and the blowing up the dock was a buying time, a buying time. That was the fun little goofy part of Star Wars. It's-
I I liked it.
so
I just want to follow on one thing that you said about reason with someone. I don't mind it. I don't. What I miss about it is that in previous times when you would seduce or trick or whatever, you as a player could offer someone an incentive to want to go along with you.
Mm.
I desperately miss that. What the move does now is say, all right, make a decision. Okay. But like the idea of a move that entices you to go along with someone by offering mechanical juicy tidbits so maybe the player will warp their logic around so that their PC does a thing, way more interesting for the role play. Like I get what reason with someone is doing. I miss the enticement aspect of previous versions.
I'd also like to say it seemed like there were a few times that we were talking about doing something and we're like, is there a move for this? This would be a cool move if it
Right.
existed. So yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Uh any other stars out there? Kay, you always seem to have a star too.
Yeah, no, definite, so many stars. First of all, star to the car being like, I'm not protecting you forever. And it was just not at all what LaRod meant. LaRod was like, just throw him back or something, make sure it doesn't bleed out. But that was great, only to then lead into Veyron saving Vikar's life from the force choke. Like that was like what a beautiful little book ending of that moment. That was delightful. I'm very excited. It's hard because the finale, but I'm like, I want to see what does this do? What does this change? What does this mean? The white robes. Also, who is that person that I have no idea they are that Mark said we're talking to on the droid thing? I'm like, that's just so cool. I also love how composed Leonti is throughout that, especially like Leonti has had to like sort of play themselves back a bit in a lot of the season, and to have that kind of well no fuck you from Leonti, like that was delightful of them. The moment of Zarek, you know Zarek has lost so much and has sort of anthropomorphized the temple as this last thing of his siblings and how that matters more in Zarek's heart than the actual people around, and how that like reflection of like how loss can define someone and put them there and sort of change their morals was really great, especially like, something Veyron who has lost, but it doesn't seem to have lost anyone or maybe been close enough to someone to lose at that kind of level, and how Veyron's more about the people. And so that disconnect on that phone call, and then Hatchet buddy comedy with our absolute fail son of a bounty hunter, like looking for her wife. I'm like, that's great. 12 out of 10. I still want to know who the fuck was on that jetpack, who took the drugs from D. Uh, that will forever haunt me. But yeah, this is a phenomenal game. Super fun. I am so excited for our next game, but I am still a little tear sad to leave this group behind.
Yeah, I love what Greg says. Just leave Star Wars
Yeah.
enters Cowboy Bebop. I'm here for that. Cool. Any other folks who want to throw out stars or two?
Yeah, I had a great time in this session and all around. I think my the favorite moment was the rocket launcher pop up. It's like so perfect. Um, and yeah, it's really I think a lot of games, apocalypse world games, even slash especially, feel like this is our group of characters and we're doing the thing all together all the time. And this really felt like there was just like we were just looking at the point where all of these like
Yeah.
intersections happened, and like we all came from different places and we're all going to different places, but like this little nexus was like what this show was about, and that was really cool. And we didn't try to force like everyone's got to stay together and be space buddies forever. That was really neat. I like that. um I don't feel like we see that very often. um yeah,
Glad
I
you
think
like that, right? That's always a
yeah,
stress or pressure in my head of like, how do I get more than one PC in the same scene and
yeah.
it feel organic? Because I'm always like, oh, there's four people waiting, and so I'm glad that worked for you.
I think Leonti and Lerod are going to wind up helping the Techno Union, and I guess eventually the Empire, maybe, but who knows? Um, that's just how it goes.
Pays well.
Um, just Leonti's trying to get back at the huts that fucked him over on Bunta. But yeah, good time all around.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
I had the same feeling as Mark, and I think that came to me just the last few sessions. Before that, it felt a bit awkward that we were off doing our own things. But when I started to see how like we had these different plot lines, but they were intersecting and we were engaged with the same story, just on different ends of it. That really worked for me in the towards the end here. At the beginning, I felt like, oh, I'm off on doing my own thing. I don't get to play with the other characters too much, and all of that. But I think both we were, I think, also as players maybe pushing towards each other a bit more towards the end.
mhm.
And I feel like it was because the things the other characters were doing mattered so much. It was fine to not be in the scene where it happened, if that makes sense. Like when Lerad blew up the weak way, that was super important to Hatchet, and it was really cool to see that happen. And I was really engaged with that, even if I wasn't there, because I knew this is going to matter a lot to what happens to Hatchet moving forward. So I think that worked a lot. Worked really well for me. Um, yeah, I had, and despite what I said, I had fun the whole series. It was great. Really enjoyed everything. I enjoyed all the characters, and I think to echo what others said, this even though this is a bit wonky in parts, I think it's still my favorite version of Apocalypse World so far. Tiny little question mark there. I also miss some parts, but I think it is um, it is better overall, even if there are parts that I miss. And I mean, if it ends up not being exactly what you want it to be, it's not hard to retrofit moves in from before if you want something different. Um, I kind of miss having some sort of intimacy move.
Mm.
I'm not sure it would have been relevant for this game because we weren't emotionally close for the most part. But I think having that as an option opens up other types of story, even if you don't always engage with it. And I kind of miss that a little bit.
I
And
agree with that too. I was reading through some older playbooks and I was like, oh, these are really cool moves.
Mhm.
yeah,
And I'd
they
love to see it as almost like a supplemental optional something, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and even if you don't use the moves themselves, they say something about the characters.
Mhm.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. They are so telling about the characters, like the driver. Like
Hmm.
you have to take off or something. It's not like they own you. Like you have to demonstrate your
Yeah.
independence. Um,
Well, that's really interesting. I hadn't considered that. Um, I think Leonte as a character would be very different if there had been
Mm,
intimacy moves.
possibly,
I could
yeah.
have seen that they would have done something different. Um, and that would have driven more of the character in a different direction. You know, what I've seen from a lot of the Apocalypse World versions that have come out after the first one is they've added on things. Like they added on vehicle rules and they've added on, like in this one, counting bullets,
Hmm.
right?
mhm,
And I'm curious, is there an add-on that they would add on for intimacy moves that basically just says the same thing? Here's the list, but it's instead of it being face forward on the playbook, which turns some people off. They're like,
mhm,
I don't want sex in my games. I don't want that kind of stuff. But if it was an add-on like that, like in the vehicle rules or something, here are potential intimacy rules. Pick one.
Yeah.
mhm.
I like that.
Yeah. And I think we skipped the counting ammo thing, and I think that was right for this game.
Yeah.
But I can
Yeah.
definitely see that being something you can lean into as well.
Mhm.
Like if you're playing a game where there is more like scarcity, because we were still in a city, even if it was like things are scarce in some ways, it was still like a functioning society. Um, but if you're playing a game where that kind of scarcity is more forward, then you can be like, oh, do I really want to use this gun where I only have two bullets, two ammo left for this?
Mhm.
Maybe I don't, and you like that becomes something that can be interesting. But yeah, I think we made the right choice here to not bother with it.
So for
Yeah.
me, I did track Angel Kit uses. I took
Yeah.
that move so late it didn't come into play much. I also tracked repair on my bowcaster. I only used it once towards the beginning of the session of the
Mhm.
series. Um, but like during this one, I was like, oh, do I need to use a gun to shoot the droids? And had that feeling of tension where it was like, I've only got two ticks left on it. Maybe I can shoot it once, maybe twice, and then I'm hitting droids with, the butt of a gun.
Hmm.
It added some tension for me.
Hmm.
Um, but I didn't, for me, I just had like three ticks, so there wasn't a lot of overhead. For the Angel Kit, I think we talked about this before. There's this huge checklist of like gauze and all this stuff. And all I did is I just put next to it, I have 16 uses and I've used six, right? And I've used eight. And that was perfect.
Yeah, I think
Smart.
that's something also that you could engage with if you wanted to, just to make
Yes.
it fun. But it also feels like it feels like a way to add detail to a playbook that doesn't focus on guns,
Mm.
and
Well,
it feels a little forced.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
I
think you could
appreciate that
say,
they,
here's your stock. Here's a suggestion of all the things your Angel Kit might have in it. but not tie them one to one. I think
Hmm.
you can get that color without adding a level of fiddliness. It feels
Mhm.
fiddly. I don't
Yeah.
like it
But
at
then
all.
again, if that's something you want to engage with, like
Yeah.
you want that to
Mhm.
matter, then it's there and you can have fun with it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Another thing that I'll say that I really liked about this series is that we had this huge moment whenever the bomb went off, and several of us played changed playbooks. And I
Mhm.
didn't expect that. Um, and in fact, I think at first I was like, no, I'm not changing playbooks. I'm fine where I am. And I'm like, wait, this makes a lot of sense character-wise. I want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Uh,
Yeah.
that was a weird, there was a weird bit. Like I didn't see that coming and it just seemed correct. So I'm
Hmm.
glad that you guys rolled with it. Thank you very much for being flexible to it and open to it because it ended up with some really interesting situations. Cool.
Yeah. I was early on, I was a bit like worried, oh, is that bomb going to go off? Yeah, maybe. I don't want it to. Like feeling from Hatchet's point of view, like because I was invested in the like the gang and taking people in and all of that. But it felt right when it happened. It was
Hmm.
like I think also it was a good way, like for me, selfishly, it was a good way to push Hatchet in a more interesting direction.
Hmm.
Because she was doing the leader stuff, but it was kind of static, and she wasn't really developing. And this was a good push to give her an arc that was actually happening instead of something that would maybe happen in the future.
Yeah. For Hatchet's story, from my point of view as MC, I saw her as it felt like the story of waiting, right? Like these
Yeah.
folks are all waiting to hear about what's next. And then when the building goes up, Hatchet has a direction. Okay, I'm not going to wait anymore. And so
Mhm.
that was super interesting to me. It also was challenging in that, like, your wife is not here.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's another castle. So, yeah, go look for the princess. But we were near enough the end. Like I think if that had happened at the midpoint, it could have gotten really odd. Not odd as much as just, and now here is Hatchet not on Saleucami doing doing
Yeah, yeah,
stuff, and I would have done that,
yeah.
but it would have been
I mean, I wouldn't have left the city before the end of the series.
well, maybe
Um,
maybe Hatchet would have, but you Undesh could have played someone else. Like we would have worked it out. It's just
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so that didn't happen, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. I've got to let it go. Speaking of letting it go, I think this is where we will bring this recording to a close. Thank you all so much for playing. And when next week we'll be kicking off a brand new series. Here we go.